Let's welcome to the show the Wall Street Journal's Mary O'Grady. Okay, Mary, inflation is not at zero. They mean net zero. Falling gas prices dropped to below zero, but it's still up on everything else, especially food and groceries. It's at the highest since 1979 for that.
Yeah, they are trying to take a victory lap, let's admit it. And the reason, I mean, you saw Joe Biden, he's reading off of a cue card, but he's not acknowledging, the continuing pain for most American consumers. Let's talk about grocery prices. Grocery prices were up 1.3% in the month of July, and year over year, more than 13%. That's the fastest increase in grocery prices since 1979. So this idea that somehow, we had zero inflation as if everything's back to normal is insane. I mean, the other place where people are really feeling it is in rents. So when you look at the inflation number in the aggregate, you're saying, well, okay, used car prices are no longer going up, but you can't eat a used car. And hopefully you're not living in one. I mean, rents are really out of control in a lot of places, and that's a big part of someone's monthly budget. So people are really feeling that pain.
But now you got Senator Bernie Sanders refusing to say whether he will endorse Biden for 2024. Let's watch this.
Do you want to see President Biden, Senator, run for a second term?
Well, what I want to see right now is that the Congress of the United States, working with President Biden next year, develop an agenda that says to working families and the elderly and the kids, we understand your pain.
So let me rephrase the question. Do you want to see him run for re-election?
Look, right now my concern is electing more Democrats in this midterm election so we can finally address the needs of working families. That's where my mind is right now.
All right, gang, show the viewer, Mary, we're going to talk about this. Polls show majority of voters saying, you know what, D.C., you're still so remarkably out of touch. Democrat bases like even Hispanics are saying, stop big government. It's too big. You're pushing a political agenda. And we've got new surveys out of Pew Research saying we need bipartisanship. Stop the division. Stop the hostility. We need moderation. What do you say, Mary?
Well, I think that, a lot of this is going to sort of sort itself out as we see the Inflation Reduction Act go into, into play because, when you're trying to fight inflation, you have two things to do. One, control the monetary aggregates and basically pull back on the throttle in terms of what the Fed does, but you also want to incentivize producers so that that supply goes up. So you want to pull back on demand in terms of the monetary aggregates, but you want to increase supply. And, this Inflation Reduction Act, which is really a Democrat, I mean, they own this. They own it pure and simple, is going to basically discourage production, which is going to have a result on the inflation front.
Interesting.
Again,
it's going to hit supply. Great analysis, Mary O'Grady. It's good to see you again. Come back soon.
Thanks, Liz.